Hello and welcome back to Aggressively Average, a series where we just try and do our best because that's all anyone can ever ask of you. This week is a very exciting video because it's Halloween! Ooh. Last Halloween video, I skipped last year, but last Halloween video, I made a ghost cake. You can watch that here after this video, don't click out. It was good. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It tasted all right. This year, we're gonna up ourselves and I'm gonna make a brain cake and it's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be all like ooey and gooey and let's get into it. So my plan to do this is to bake 2 cakes in these tins. Yes, these tins are very old and very much need replacing, as does everything else. But things are expensive and we make do with what we have. There's a cost of living crisis. Anyway, my plan is bake them in here. I think it will be tall enough and then carve that into a brain. We will see how that goes, but that's my plan. I'm gonna speed through me making the vanilla cake because it's very simple. I can put a cake together, okay? We've done that before, so I'll speed through that. The only call out is I will add in a little bit of the red food coloring because I want the inside to be all like gooey and like a brain. I've just realized I've done all of that in the wrong bowl, and this is the KitchenAid bowl, not this. A little bit of vanilla, and finally, I'm gonna put quite a bit in because I want it to be like red, not pink. This is what we're looking like. I guess that's a good inside of the brain color. It's a bit pinker in real life than I think it looks on camera. So I'm going to pop these in the oven. The oven has been preheating for a really long time and I will bring them out in about half an hour and show you the results and then we can get on to making it look like a brain. Whilst that's baking, for the cake, I'm going to be making a stabilized chantilly cream, which is a very fancy way of saying stabilized whipped cream because I just don't love buttercream. It's too sweet and I think this is really, really tasty. So from my understanding, it's literally just like cream, mascarpone cheese, and a little bit of icing sugar. Cream. 75 grams of mascarpone, 60 grams of icing sugar. Now I'm just gonna let this whip and do its thing. Oh, food coloring. Alrighty, this is what it's looking like. I think it's pretty stiff peaks. Okay, so they were in there for about half an hour and they are now fully cooked and out of the oven. Did have a little bit of a drama getting this one out of the cake pan, but that's okay because we're going to carve that off anyway. So now it's time to carve it into the shape of a brain. I'm just gonna level this one because I think this one has a pretty good dome on it to turn that into a brain. Like I think the center of that's gone pretty well. So I'm gonna level this one. The lovely cream that I have prepared earlier. Now, I'm not going to be too fussy with this. I'm just going to slop it on. Then we'll pop this on top. And then, yeah, I think this dome here is really good for the brain. So I'm just going to go ahead and carve it. Do I know what I'm doing? No. I have watched some videos. Did that help me? We will see. And then I don't really know how you go from here to a brain. I'm just going to kind of like carve the sides in. Is that like a brain? You know what? I think shape-wise, that's not bad. I think we can work with that. I think we're gonna have to freeze it, get it to be really stable. And then I guess my plan is just to slap on a layer of cream as almost like a crumb coat. Yeah. I was gonna put strawberry jam in it so that when you cut it open, it's like strawberry jam, but I guess we're not doing that step. Okay, I think that's about the best as I can do. It kind of looks like a brain shape, I think. I think that's fine. And I don't think it matters too much because we're going to be putting fondant on top of it. So I'm going to put this in the freezer just to chill and set a bit and we'll see how we go. Alrighty, whilst that is chilling, I want to prep my fondant because I have never used ready-to-roll fondant before. It says lightly dust your work surface, but I'm just going to use this greaseproof paper. And then knead until pliable. Knead until pliable. I see a door marked private. I'm not going to roll this out as in like to cover the cake. I'm just going to roll this out into the detail of the brain. So I think it should be a little bit easier than if I was trying to roll it out to make it flat to cover the whole brain. Also, in all the tutorials I saw of the brain cake, they never used pure white fondant. It always had like a pinky tone to it. So I'm wondering, can I add in a drop of food color and then as I knead it through? So I'm just gonna cut, I don't know, absolutely random amount out. I'm gonna add in just a drop of this red food gel just to see if I can knead it through. Let's turn the GoPro back on. Should I be wearing gloves because I'm using food coloring? Probably. Do I have gloves? No. Oh, you know what? It's easier to mold than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be really hard. Oh, it's kind of like Play-Doh. Doesn't feel like something you should eat. And then the idea is you like swirl that on the cake to make the brain. I think they all need to be kind of similar size. No, I'm just gonna mark kind of halfway line so we know where to do the swirls. Really know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go for it. Rightly or wrongly. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need loads of fondant. Okay, all right, okay, that looks okay. Frantically starts looking up brain references. I don't know what a brain looks like. If I only had a brain. How are people doing this and making this part look so easy? Does it look like a brain? Oh, cake slipping, cake slipping. I'm gonna use a few of these to keep my cake from slipping as I decorate with it because I'm quite heavy-handed. I do think the chantilly cream may have been a mistake because it's so soft, but it's tasty and I don't want to make something that's not tasty. God, it's going to take a lot of fondant, isn't it? Okay, so this is what we are looking like. I don't know if it looks any good or if it looks rubbish. I cannot tell. Does it look like a brain? We're not done yet, so give me a minute. I'm going to take these skewers out. I think they were a good idea because I am a very heavy-handed person. So that just kept the cake intact. This was me desperately trying to look at reference photos, and this is what we got as a result of that. I'm going to put this in the fridge just to see if it firms up a little bit. Okay, and so the final thing to do is pour strawberry jam over the cake to make it look all bloody. I don't know if you're meant to melt the strawberry jam. I'm assuming that you do. I'm assuming that you just melt this just a little bit so it becomes liquid. I'm just gonna zap this in the microwave real quick. Okay, great. So this has gone all liquidy. So the plan is to just pour it on top and then just maybe get the brush and just brush it all in so it all looks real and gooey and goopy. Maybe this will make it all okay. Ew, look at it. You know what I have to say? That's looking pretty cool. Okay, so I think it is safe to say that the strawberry jam is an integral step. I think that looks so cool. I think it kind of looks like a brain. If I didn't tell you what it was, could you tell it was a brain? Oh, I dropped it. As I went to pick it up to literally do like a final thoughts. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the fridge to set. It's all started falling apart. Okay, to the fridge. Okay, let's try that again. Look, truth be told, I don't think it's that bad. It looked better before it collapsed in on itself. I think the chantilly cream, it's too soft an icing for this project because I didn't realize how much fondant would be on top. And I think it's just too weak to hold that level of fondant, which is fine, which makes sense. It's a very heavy cake, actually, and I didn't think it would be so heavy. So it has fallen down, but I think overall, it's not that bad. I would give myself a 7.5 out of 10. I think that you could do this again with a couple of edits and make it look like a brain, I think. Let's cut open and have a slice. Let's cut a little slice. See, I was thinking of putting strawberry jam in the middle so that it would kind of pour out when you cut it, which would have been cool. But I forgot just forgot. So that's what it looks like. That's the cake guts. Cake guts. That's what it looks like inside. That's the cake guts. Let's try some. Like, I haven't been eating this the whole way through. That is some thick fondant. Maybe I just made the fondant way too thick, because I'm not in that. So the fondant is actually really, really thick. I think I made the fondant too thick. So that's a learn for next time. It could definitely be thinner and therefore lighter and probably all work better. And I don't want to eat that much fondant. Like, it's just still sugar. It's too sweet. So I've got a fork with a little bit of everything on it. There's the sponge, the icing, the fondant, and the jam. Oh, the fondant makes everything way too sweet. Way too sweet. Okay, just the sponge and the icing. Okay, so just the sponge and the cream is really nice. Very, very basic, classic, delicious. The fondant is a bit much. So my advice to you, if you were going to do this, would be make the fondant look thick, but make it flatter. You don't need quite as much fondant as I've used here. Maybe show some more patience than I have and make it a bit thinner so that it isn't as heavy on the cake itself, because you're just not going to eat it at the end as well. It's just for decoration. But overall, I reckon 7.5 out of 10. And on that somewhat okay, you could argue aggressively average note, happy Halloween! I will see you in the next one. Bye! Videos every other week. Why do I never remember to ask someone to like, comment, and subscribe? Please, the algorithm. See you next time. Bye.